So, so I know Dylan, you had enrolled in policies years ago, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
I think you had the cancer policy, you had the heart plan, you had the accident coverage. I think I have on here, they were terminated in 2017. So that's fine. We're going to we'll go through everything now. What is nice is actually we have a lot of updates even in the last few years. We actually just launched, I don't know if your mom told you this, but we have a brand new cancer plan that just launched in January. So it's a really exciting time for us. No, so she has the old one from before, but she still has great coverage too. But what I'm saying is for you guys, obviously you had canceled the plan from years ago, but we have new coverage now. So it's a win-win in that sense. And luckily, it sounds like none of you guys have had cancer or any heart issues where you wouldn't qualify now. So that's a really good thing too. So I guess before I kind of start, how much do you know, or do you remember, Dylan, about kind of the coverage that we had talked about years ago? How much has your mom told you so far about her claim that she's going through? And then I'll kind of fill in the gaps with it a bit.
I know with my mom, she's getting a lot covered with the cancer, like for her hospital stay, for the surgery, like each day in the hospital. Yeah. And then now I even think they're giving money towards the medication, right?
Yep, every single month that she gets her prescription filled. Yeah, we just found out that on Monday. So that was good news for me too.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep, absolutely. So, and how about you, Dylan? Do you remember a little bit about the coverage or not a ton?
I actually used the accident plan
for your ribs.
That's right.
Yeah, because I ended up breaking a rib.
Okay.
And being out of work for, I don't know, maybe a week or two, something like that.
Gotcha. And we paid the claim and everything happened that you had it when you did. That's good. Yeah. So you know that it works. That's good. That's step one. Most people go into these calls being like, what is this? Does it even work if something actually happens? So I'll kind of bring you guys up to speed, and I'm going to kind of revert back to the very beginning just to kind of give you guys both a good overview. I don't know, Alicia, were you there when we were talking before?
I think I was. I feel like I remember it, but we weren't married yet.
Yeah. And I think that's what it was too. And Dylan's like, I'll just start it and then we can always add you. And Josh was the same way with your sister, because he enrolled and he has plans currently. And then I was like, well, now we just need to add Andrea to that one. If you talk to your sister, let him know I left him a couple messages, because I still need to get in touch with them. I know they're busy. They have their hands full. So I don't judge or anything like that. So to kind of bring you guys up to speed a little bit. So again, the company that I do work for, it's called Globe Life Family Heritage. And essentially what we do is we just talk to families about really bad stuff. So we talk about cancer and heart attacks, strokes, intensive care stays, hospitalization, just really bad stuff, accidents. It's not the most pleasant conversation to have with people, but it's just reality, as you guys know. Unfortunately, there's just not a single person I've ever talked to that hasn't known somebody, that's had to go through cancer or a heart attack. And I'm guessing for you guys, is your mom now probably the closest person that you guys know that's ever had to battle cancer? Or have you guys known other people that have had cancer or heart issues before?
Well, your dad's had multiple heart attacks.
Has he really? How old was he when it first happened, Dylan?
48.
Wow.
18. Yeah.
So he was really young then.
Yeah, he smoked a lot.
Yeah.
Still does. So.
Yeah. My grandmother had breast cancer as well. So
your grandmother did? Okay. Yeah. Did your grandmother go through treatment too, like radiation or chemo?
Honestly, I was only 3, so I don't really remember.
You don't really remember those things.
No, she had a mastectomy, but I don't know if she had the cancer radiation stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know about you guys, but like I used to always think that cancer and heart issues only happen when you're old, but nowadays, like you guys know, it can happen at any time. I have clients of mine with kids that are going through cancer. So it really can happen to anybody. So essentially how our plans are designed is we protect your family financially, God forbid, if something were to happen. So kind of how health insurance, they're going to pay your doctors and hospitals. We have nothing to do with that. we actually pay money directly to you guys. So if you're not working, bills to pay for, traveling back and forth, it's going to help out with all the out-of-pocket costs. Now, the one thing that is super unique, I'm not sure if you remember this, Dylan, or if you remember with your mom's plan, but with our cancer plan, especially, if you stay healthy, do you guys remember what happens? Dylan, do you remember this part?
We get all the money back, you said?
Yeah, man, high five to you. That's like a 6-year great memory. Most people don't remember what they ate for breakfast. So yeah, that's the coolest part about it is the cancer plan is 100% refundable. So if you stay healthy, we just refund all of your premium back to you. It's kind of like a savings account. I wish my car insurance did that. It'd be great. Yeah, right. So I'm actually going to jump in and kind of walk you through how this works. So you're not going to be able to see me in a second, which will be a great thing, but you will be able to see my screen. So let me know when you can see a picture of a little boy.
Oh, there he is.
Yep, there he is. He's my boss. He is my boss, essentially, all the time. And of course, I forgot to log in, so give me 2 seconds. Yeah, it's so funny how much they change too in like a matter of no time at all.
Yeah, like
it's just crazy. But yeah, it's lots and lots of fun. But yeah, it's funny. I don't know. Does Peyton know that you're pregnant? Does she know what's happening?
I think she kind of understands just because of Andrea just having the baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But she's still like a little, so I don't know if she'll like completely understand until the baby's actually here.
Yeah, I mean, my son's like almost 3, and I don't even think he gets it. So yeah. it's really all good.
I mean, she always points to my belly and says "baby," but I don't know if she like fully gets it.
Yeah, for sure. So this page is going to show you everything that we offer. So I know you enrolled in pretty much most of the plans last time anyway, Dylan. So the cancer plan by far is one of the most popular. This covers everything cancer related. We are also one of the only companies that has a heart and stroke policy, especially with your dad's history. This would definitely be a good one to look into again. What's nice as well is our heart plan comes with intensive care coverage. So what's great about that is it actually covers if you're in ICU for any reason. One thing that's great too for you, Alicia, God forbid, hopefully this is not the case, but let's say baby is jaundice and needs 2 days in NICU, right? The intensive care is going to cover the baby because there's no waiting period on it. So as long as you don't deliver tonight, you would be okay for that coverage too, which is great. We also do have an accident plan. So this is going to be your trips to the emergency room, broken bone, stitches, crutches, x-rays, anything in between. And then the last plan is our hospital plan. This basically pays if you're admitted for any reason. Now, for tonight's sake, the hospital plan would be one that Dylan would have to start with as just a single parent policy with him and Peyton. Reason being is you are pregnant and delivering in the next month. So there is a 10-month waiting period for pregnancy, and you have to have not been advised to be admitted to the hospital within the last 12 months. So essentially for you, what's going to happen is you and baby can basically just be added to the hospital plan if you decide to get that one tonight, just when you're out of the hospital for a year. So that's all. Okay. Yep, and we can add you. Yep, super simply to that. So like I said, but we could get Dylan and Peyton at least covered on the hospital plan to start, if that's one that you're looking at doing as well. So the reason I'm going to share this page with you guys is everybody buys something different. I do have a lot of families that just bundle everything, kind of like you did before, Dylan. It just covers your basis if anything major were to happen. And then other families just start with, 1 or 2 or 3, it's kind of whatever fits your budget. For time's sake, though, I'm going to start by going through the cancer plan first, and then I'll kind of walk you through the coverage and pricing for the other ones too. Okay. So I'm going to share a couple statistics with you guys. I'm sure it will be no surprise to you. Have you heard of the American Cancer Society? Yep. So they say cancer is going to affect 3 out of 4 families. And obviously, as you guys know, cancer plays no favorites. Men and women nowadays, it's going to be 1 in 3 in their lifetime that will go through cancer. Even children, it's a second leading cause of death behind accidents. Does this surprise you guys though? Like how high? this is all done.
I mean, kind of like 1 in 3. That's kind of surprising.
Yep, absolutely. And this year alone, there's actually going to be 1.7 million new cases of cancer. Now, some of those cancers can be hereditary. However, over half of these cases are coming from our environment. So this is air we breathe and food we eat and where we work and where we live every single day. Now, the good news is they have gotten a lot better at treating it. So let's take your mom's case. 6 out of 10 people survive it. So that's a really, really good thing. But the bad news is it crushes people financially. It is so expensive to go through. And this is actually the most important page I'm going to share with you guys really quick, because there's always going to be 2 types of cost, right? So the direct cost, this is what our health insurance is there for. So if something happens to either of you guys or the kids, healthcare is going to hopefully take care of the doctor bills, hospital stays. We don't have anything to do with that because everyone has some form of healthcare. What's really challenging, though, is that huge piece on the bottom are all of the indirect costs. So this is everything your healthcare does not pay for. Because let's take your situation right now. So obviously you're both working full time. I know you're off for a bit, Dylan, but you know you're almost going to have 2 kids soon. God forbid, just say one of you guys had a major battle with cancer or another major injury or heart issue. And just say it lasted for 3 months or 6 months, maybe a year or longer. Okay. How do you think that would affect you financially at home?
Huge.
Yep. Because it affects everything. I mean, you still have bills to pay for. Unfortunately, do your bills care if you're sick?
Nope. They don't go
last time I checked, they still pop in the mailbox, you know? And not to mention even taking your situation, Dylan, you know, even from an injury, you know, you're not working for a period of time, right? So then you have the loss of income and blowing through savings. Not to mention, you know, we have great local hospitals. And like I said, even your mom got treated locally, but every blue moon, people travel. I mean, I've had clients locally in Bucks County that have gone all the way to New York or Maryland. I have one family with a son that had cancer. They went all the way to St. Jude for treatment, and that's in Tennessee, right? So if you're traveling, you know, now you got to think of, wow, we got gas in our car and tolls and parking and hotels and all of those expenses that come up. And not to mention, even if you're getting treated locally, what might you not be doing back home every day, you know? Working. And lastly, probably one of the biggest that people don't think about is insurance limitations. You know, even with the best healthcare on the planet, they don't pay for everything. You know, you've got co-pays or deductibles or medication. You know, your mom's been super lucky so far, but I remember when my uncle went through cancer like 5 years ago. Of all hospitals, Alicia, he was a nurse anesthetist at Fox Chase for 25 years. He had an out-of-pocket. Yeah, he had an out-of-pocket medicine though that was $900 a month. And I don't know about you guys, but like I would never plan for that, you know, because what happens for everybody is when you're healthy, you know, your expenses are underneath your income. But when something really bad happens, your income might stay the same. It might drop a little bit. But what always happens to expenses, right? They always go up. Yep. So that's all that we do for you guys is actually help with that gap so you don't get flipped upside down. Because when do you think most people even realize these indirect costs?
After the fact or halfway through?
Absolutely. Yep. And even for you guys, like everyone's different. Which of these do you think would affect you guys the most?
I don't even know.
I guess which would affect you first, maybe.
I guess one of it, like if one of us wasn't working.
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of trickles down to the rest of them, right? If you don't have money, you can't pay for everything else, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
And I guess at this point for you guys, you know, now that you're kind of thinking about this a bit more, since you both have gone through it, even with your parents, besides like blowing through your savings or just being a burden on family and friends, what would be your backup plan at this point if something just major happened to one of you guys?
I don't know if we ever really talked about it.
Yeah, you're in good company. That's why most people enroll in this, you know. And it was funny, actually, I was showing this to your mom the other day, but I'm a photographer at heart. So here, let me show you this. This is kind of funny. So these are all of my clients that I've ever worked with. Dylan, you're probably in here from a long time ago, but you know, a lot of firefighters and, you know, a lot of families that have been through it, basically all over the counties and all that kind of stuff too. I was trying to find your mom and it was just taking me too long, but but yeah, you're in the same boat as everybody, you know, because people blow through their savings and investments, you know, then people start selling their assets off. So that's why everyone's finding that supplemental coverage is just the best option. So you protect what you're working for, you know, and protect your family and their future too. So that's why Family Heritage created all of our plans. So all that we do is pay money directly to you guys. Healthcare, they keep your doctors in business. We're going to keep your family in business. It also pays in addition to any other insurance that you own, and it can cover your whole family. So even your kids are automatically covered up until the age of 25, or if they get married first, which obviously you'll never let Peyton get married.
Of course not.
That's just so silly. So we have a lot of great testimonies of kind of how it works. I have tons that I could share with you of my own story, you know, even your mom going through it so far, of everything. I have a client of mine in Tullytown. We've paid him and his wife over $146,000 as he's been going through his treatment. I have a good friend of mine that was diagnosed with breast cancer at 29 years old. We paid her over $47,000 as she was going through it. I have another woman I'm working with right now, actually up in like the Limerick area. She's been going through cancer for the last 2 years. We've paid her, almost 70 grand now. So this is like another example. If you just said that to get the cancer plan through Family Heritage was one of the best decisions I've ever made. When I was diagnosed with cancer, Family Heritage was there to help in defraying the cost of diagnosis and travel, not to mention helping towards my monthly treatment costs. It's been more than 5 years now, and they've never missed a monthly payment. I can't thank them enough. So just a great example of kind of how we help folks. And that's pretty much it. All that's left to do at this point is to kind of walk you through how it works. Because most people just want to know two things. What does it cover? And how much does it cost? Yep. So there are 3 reasons that a lot of people get this. Number one, it's very simple, especially when I talk to folks that have had a family history of it or have just known people that have gone through it. It's just easy to understand the need to have some kind of financial coverage. Number 2, plans are super affordable. We definitely have something that fits the budget for everybody. So definitely don't worry about that. And then the last thing, it's a super easy decision because even like the cancer plan I was saying, if you never have to use it, we just refund your money back to you. So it's kind of a win-win situation anyway. I wish all insurance did that. I think of it like daily. I'm like, we just got our bill in the mail for our car insurance. I'm like, wow, that's $2,500 a year. I'm just never going to see again, you know? So, so that's kind of the cool part too. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come back to you really quick. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through all the coverage now. And you can totally let me know what you think either way. So if you like something, if you see value in it, if it fits your budget, makes sense for you guys, just give me a big yes tonight. We'll protect you right now. No peeing in cups, no blood work. It's like 5 health questions, and I'm pretty sure you guys will pass. So you'll be good. Same token though, and I am very sincere with everybody on this part. If you do not like this, or it's just not a good fit, does not fit your budget right now, be just as comfortable giving me a big fat no. I'm not in the arm twisting business. Ask your mom. I'm just not. So don't worry about that. The only little favor that I am going to ask of you guys though tonight, and before I even ask you that, I guess just kind of based on the statistics that you guys have seen so far, everything that you guys have experienced, even with your own families. Obviously, I hope none of you guys ever have to go through cancer or a heart issue or another accident for you, Dylan. But do you think it is possible at some point down the road that something could happen?
Of course. It always is.
Yeah. And if something were to happen, like we were showing on that iceberg page, traveling back and forth, not working, paying bills, all those out-of-pocket costs that come up. Do you think that might put some financial stress and strain on you guys in any way?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's definitely a huge need for you guys for sure. So the only tiny favor that I am going to ask of you guys tonight, and honestly, I don't think I'll have any issue with you guys on this part. At the very end, when I'm done walking you through everything, just level with me either way. So if you like it, we'll sign you up for it tonight. If you don't, just give me a big fat no, and we're still going to be friends. Is that cool with you guys?
Yep.
Okay. I know it seems so silly in the moment, but the reason I always ask people that is with this kind of stuff, I have just found from experience that people only think about it twice, which is once when they're healthy, hanging out with me on a call like this. And unfortunately, when people don't get covered right then, when it's too late. Absolutely. Yeah. And then there's nothing that we can do. So you guys seem like pretty straight to the point people. So I appreciate that. So just preliminary, I do want to ask you a couple quick health questions to make sure you guys would be good. Neither of you guys have ever had cancer in the last 5 years, correct? Okay. I'm assuming, Dylan, based on your age, you've never had an elevated prostate exam.
No.
Feel like not having those anytime soon. Any biopsies within the last 3 months for you guys? Any heart issues? So heart attack, stroke, mini stroke, tachycardia, blood clots, anything crazy? Okay. And then for Dylan, have you been admitted to the hospital in the last year? Or Peyton, has she been admitted in the last year? Good. And have you guys ever had insulin dependent diabetes, kidney failure, chronic liver disease, emphysema, major organ transplant, or Alzheimer's? Maybe. I'm just kidding. You're like, have I? I don't know. I'm just kidding. So you guys, you're like, I can't remember. So you guys would essentially qualify for everything. So like I said, the only thing that I would say, you guys are good for all of it. Alicia, you and baby on the way just have to wait to get covered on the hospital plan. So that kind of makes sense, so doesn't it? Because it's like, wouldn't every pregnant woman add a hospital plan? Because they're like, I'm having a baby. Now, if you have more babies, they'll all be covered. So that's fine. If you decide to have your 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right, Dylan? No. Are you guys done? Are you guys done it too?
I hope so.
Probably.
And Alicia's like, maybe.
I guess so.
Well, the funny thing, I actually told your parents this when I met them years ago. Twins run in my family, like strong. And I thought I was having twins with this pregnancy. And in fact, at my last ultrasound, or my first ultrasound, I went in because I've been having wild dreams that I'm having twins. And I told my doctor, I was like, can you just verify that there's just one? Sure. Just make sure. So he's looking at the ultrasound, and you know how ultrasound techs are. He's looking at it, and he like cocks his head all weird. And he's like, that's weird. And I'm like, no, are you kidding? So he looks at the nurse, and she's like, hey, can you like call Dr. Tannenbaum in? I just want a second set of eyes on this. And I'm laying there, and I'm like, no, like
someone explain
joke,
to me
right?
what's happening.
Yeah, but it's just one. So I just found out at my last ultrasound, because they were even saying like, it's kind of early. We'll know by your 12-week one. I'm like, sounds great. But so cool. Great. I appreciate you guys for leveling with me. That sounds great. So I'm going to share my screen again with you real quick. So let me do this real quick. All right. So can you guys see my screen again?
Yep.
Perfect. So I'm going to go through the cancer policy first. So I'm actually going to, there's 4 different levels of coverage you can pick from. There's an Elite 8, Preferred 4, Standard 2, and a Base 1 policy. They are all going to cover the same exact benefits. They just pay you out a different amount of money. Okay. So for time's sake, I'm actually going to walk you through the elite level of everything. And actually, I think that's what you started with, Dylan, from before anyway, is more of like the best coverage. But just know that there's 3 cheaper options too. Okay. It's definitely better to have something than nothing, especially if you get the money back. So God forbid, if you guys were diagnosed with any type of internal cancer, you get $6,000 up front. If you're admitted or actually diagnosed with skin cancer, this is a brand new benefit. You get $1,200 for that diagnosis. Now, if you think about it, why do you think we pay such a big lump sum of money up front like that?
For all those costs you don't expect.
All the copays you've had to pay.
Copays,
Testing.
It's definitely the most stressful in the beginning, right? So you get to use this money for anything. Some people put it right in their bank account. Some people pay their bills off a couple months ahead. Some travel, get a second opinion. You can use it for anything you need. If you're admitted to the hospital, anything cancer related, you get $800 a day. So even a 10-day stay is another $8,000 straight to you. Now, one thing that's really cool, your mom actually likes this, Alicia, is that there's no lifetime limits to this. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. So no matter how many times you're in the hospital, it
always pays. Yep. Even if it comes back years later, it's going to continue to pay every single day that you spend. All of our policies, have no cap on the total amount of benefits you can receive. And why do you think that's so important when you're dealing with something like cancer?
Because it always has a chance of coming back.
Yeah. And you don't know how long it's going to last. You know, cancer really doesn't have a cap to it. Now this covers everything in between. So any type of surgery that you go through, there are new updated version, you get up to $24,000 depending on the severity of your surgery. So, you know, if you had skin cancer removed, that might be a couple $100. If you got brain cancer, you know, you're looking at maybe the full 24,000. We also now cover a second opinion. If God forbid you needed a mastectomy, we also cover reconstructive surgery up to 2 times. And here's a big one, bone marrow transplant, $30,000 for that.
Wow.
And if you donate to someone else, the person that donates, you would actually get $6,000 on top of that. You know, we've had clients with kids that need a bone marrow transplant with leukemia, right? So the kid gets paid that, and then maybe a sibling or a parent donates. So that's a pretty large benefit as well. Now, obviously, your health insurance is hopefully going to take care of a lot of these bills, but all of this money gets paid right to you, so you can use it for anything you need. We also cover treatment. Now, this is a big one. Do you know how many treatments people normally go through these days? A ton. Yeah. I mean, I have a lady,
I don't know.
I have a lady right now that's on her 48th round of radiation. Every single day of treatment, you get $480 a day.
That's awesome.
We also cover radiation planning. And now for the first time ever, this is actually a new benefit. So I'm happy that your mom's covers it too, but we cover self-administered chemo. So every single month you get up to $400 with a maximum benefit of $48,000 total. So that's your chemo pills even are covered. We cover specialized treatment, your immunotherapy, stem cell transplants, all that up to $4,000 as well. Now my favorite benefit, and you guys will like this one too, is a wellness benefit. So you don't even have to be sick to get paid from your plan. So for you, Alicia, every single year, if you get a pap smear, a mammogram, a breast ultrasound, transvaginal ultrasound, you guys can each get up to $240 a year for checkups. Even your colonoscopies and prostate exams for you, Dylan. I know it might be a while. Even the kids will each get paid one time for an HPV vaccine. That's almost $200 a kid when they're in their teenage years too. So I always tell people though, after you're violated at the doctor, just go out to dinner or go shopping, do something nice for yourself. And then lastly too, we do cover hospice care. God forbid if you are terminal, that's a maximum of 3 months in hospice, but again, that's a long time to be spending in hospice care. Do you guys have any questions so far?
I don't think so.
Okay. And I am curious, based on what you have seen, what do you guys like the best about this? That it covers just a wide variety of benefits, the no lifetime limits, or that all of this money just gets paid right to you guys? What do you like the best so far?
Oh, I don't even know. It's all really cool. It is nice that it all just comes right to you. You don't have to worry about in-betweens. Yep. Absolutely. And like you can get the testimony from your mom too. If something were to happen to you guys, you just call me up and I walk you through the whole process of it. And it covers everything, you know, private nurses, attending physician, if you need medical equipment like oxygen or a wheelchair, that's covered. Drug and diagnostic testing, blood and plasma, all of that stuff as well. Now the last benefit on our cancer plan is actually a travel benefit. And this is pretty cool because obviously we have so many great local hospitals, but you know, what if you are in that situation that they want to send you somewhere out of state to see some specialist, right?
even if your health insurance pays for your stay at a different hospital, you still have to physically get yourself there, right? So what's nice about this plan is we give you the option to travel. Anytime that you do go over 80 miles away from home, we're going to reimburse your transportation and your lodging. So you get up to $2,500 for plane, train, or bus ticket, or you get 60 cents every mile that you drive. It also pays for a family member to come with you, and it covers every night of your hotel up to $200 a night. And I know so many families with this just refer to this as the peace of mind benefit, just to know that you could literally go anywhere in the country versus staying locally back home if it was a matter of finding the best treatment. But definitely nice to have that option, right? Any questions on that part?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So that's the cancer plan. Again, obviously you guys haven't had cancer before. There is a 30-day waiting period for the cancer coverage to start once you enroll. The next plan that I'm going to go through with you real quick is the heart plan. So I don't know if you guys know statistics on this one, Dylan, but heart attacks, heart disease, and strokes actually cause 1 out of 3 deaths in America. It is the most common cause of death among men and women. Every 42nd someone will suffer from a heart attack or stroke in the United States. And not said to scare you, but often undetected heart defects actually affect approximately 40,000 infants. That's triple that of childhood cancer. So the heart plan is one of those ones that cover people of all ages. And there's a lot of risk factors, even just getting older and stressing out is definitely one of them too. So this plan works exactly like the cancer plan. It just pays you that $6,000 up front if you have a heart attack or a stroke. It does cover heart disease too. So even if you're hospitalized for anything cardiovascular, you get $900 a day. Your ambulance to get there is also covered. Any surgery you need, you get $1,200 per surgery, up to $30,000 total per person. And it covers rehab too. So cardiac and stroke rehab is $180 a day. And here's the fun one. I know you work in the hospital, but have you guys ever had like an EKG before, or a stress test? Or
I haven't, but you have.
Yeah. EKGs, they usually just like hook your heart up, you know? So this is kind of cool. Every single year that you get these checkups done, you get $180 per test, and you each can get up to $300 a person per year. And then if you get a cholesterol screening in your first year, that's just blood work. It's another $180 on top of that. So even in your first year alone, you guys could get like $960 between the two of you, just for going to the doctor. So that's kind of cool too. We do cover heart transplant. God forbid, of course, if you need that, that's $150,000 for that one. And then we cover the same travel benefits on the heart plan as well. So if you're traveling away from home, reimburses your transportation and your lodging as well. Any questions on the heart plan? I know I went through that one a little quicker.
No, that's okay.
Okay, cool. Now with the heart plan, this is the one that comes with that intensive care rider. Because obviously, as you guys know, there's a lot of other stuff besides cancer and heart attacks that can affect you financially, right? Even take this year, COVID, right? How many people have been admitted into intensive care from that? You know, NICU and PICU for kids for multitudes of reasons. You could have pneumonia or a major accident or whatever it could be. So with this plan, if you're in intensive care for any reason, it's $900 a day for you guys, or $450 a day for the kids. If you're in a major car accident, the benefit is going to double. So now it's $1,800 a day. This also covers the step down unit, your ambulance to get to the ICU, and it even has a $15,000 accidental death benefit. Just like the heart coverage, cancer coverage, all this money goes straight to you. You can use it for anything you need. I've had a lot of claims on this year. I've had probably 5 or 6 clients go into intensive care from COVID. A few of them actually passed away from it as well. So it's just one of those things that covers anything if you're in ICU for any reason, which is kind of nice. Any questions on this part?
I don't think so.
You good too, Dylan? I know you're quiet. He's like, I got it. I'm fine. Now, with the heart plan, you still get all your money back. It's just at a different time. So this one's called a survivor benefit. So how this plan works is when you guys both pass away, say you never had a single claim, right? Nothing ever happened, no heart issues. Every dollar that you put into this policy, up to $30,000 on the elite level, 20,000 for preferred, or 10,000 for standard. All of the money that you've been putting into it, though, is refunded to your beneficiary. So most people just do their kids in that sense. Even if you have a small claim, we still refund the difference. So it kind of works like life insurance in a sense that way, that the money is just going to go back to your kids or your family anyway. Any questions on that survivor benefit on the heart plan?
I don't think so.
Pretty simple. Okay. Next policy I'm going to show you super quick is the accident plan. Obviously, statistically speaking, accidents are everywhere, and Dylan can attest to that, right? It's a leading cause of death of all Americans between 1 and 44. This year alone, there's going to be 19 accidental deaths and 5,390 disabling injuries every hour. Here's a fun fact. You guys are going to have 2 kids soon. More than 8.3 million kids and teenagers are treated in ERs each year. And the average economic impact is over $6,000 per household. So this policy is more of your day-to-day kind of stuff. So this is any type of emergency treatment, broken bones, stitches, crutches, x-rays, burns. You get up to $300. If you have any imaging, so here's where you come in, Alicia, x-rays, CTs, MRIs, you get an additional $90 on top of that. If you are admitted for an injury, it's $450 a day. And again, even a 10-day stay, $4,500 right there, plus one time per calendar year per person. You get an additional $900 if you are admitted. And again, there's no cap to the total amount of benefits you can get from these. It does cover your ambulance to get to the hospital. And then my personal favorite, a fracture benefit. Have you guys ever broken a bone before?
Mm-hmm.
And Dylan's like, yeah. Yep. So every single bone in your body is worth a different dollar amount. So I always tell people go straight for the femur. Obviously, it's the big one.
Yeah.
But please don't. We do cover. Yeah, it's a horrible recovery. We do cover rehab, but you do have to have been admitted in the hospital for that one to pay out. It's up to 3 sessions per day that the hospital inpatient was paid. And that's $75 a day. And then we cover the big stuff. So obviously, if you lose a limb, dismemberment is covered, and it has a $30,000 accidental death benefit. Now, just realize on the very bottom of this page, this is the only policy that I'm showing you that this pertains to, but covered children are only going to receive 50% of the adult's benefits shown. Reason being is they're way more likely to get hurt, and they're not the breadwinners like you guys are. So for instance, if they went to the emergency room, they're going to get 150 versus you guys that would get 300 kind of thing. Now, we do have a family education benefit though. And how that works is, God forbid, if either of you had an accidental death before the kids turned 25, this pays each of them up to $12,000 for college. So kind of a neat benefit, God forbid, if something major happened. Any questions on the accident plan?
I don't think so.
Is this kind of coming back to you a little bit, Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured. Now, there are some limitations and exclusions on this one. Essentially, don't do anything illegal. So don't drink and drive, don't rob a bank and get shot. We call that a felony. Feel free to go skydiving, just don't die. And I hate to tell you, but you cannot participate for money in a rodeo. Really sorry about that one, Dylan. I know that was kind of your bucket list dream, but sorry. I know, it's okay. Now with the accident plan, this one has a safe living benefit. So this is the only plan that you don't get 100% of your money back, just because it gets used a lot. People hurt themselves constantly. Yeah, so this one is a safe living benefit at the end of every policy year, that less any claims that are paid from that year, we send you a check in the mail. You might have gotten a couple of these maybe, Dylan, but the elite level, you get $120 a year. Preferred, you get 80, standard 40. Free money to just go out to dinner.
That's if you don't use it, if you don't use the plan.
Yep, every single year that you don't use it, that you don't file a claim. Yep. Some people get that in the mail and they're like, why is your company sending us money? And I'm like, the accident plan, it's your safe living benefit. So in addition to that, this has a benefit builder. Now, this is really cool. So your rates on all of these plans are locked for life. They are never going to change. They never go up. But all the benefits, except for that emergency visit and the safe living, actually grow by 10% per year for the first 10 years of your policy. So basically, by the 10th year, most of these benefits have doubled in size just for keeping it. So now you have a $60,000 accidental death benefit instead of 30. Now, if you're admitted to the hospital, you get $900 a day instead of $450, kind of thing, which is nice. Which actually means by the time that your kids are like 10 and 12, they'll get the original benefit that you guys have now if they were to get hurt, which is kind of nice too. Any questions on the safe living benefit builder part?
Nope.
Pretty simple. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then the last plan I'll show you super quick. This is our hospital plan. This is a super, super simple policy because it's one benefit. It's 100, 200, or 300 a day that you get paid if you're admitted for anything. So this could be anything, okay? Appendicitis, kidney stone, hysterectomy, childbirth, COVID, whatever it could be. It's up to 70 days per confinement, but there's no lifetime max on this. This plan also has a benefit builder. So on your 10-year anniversary, whatever level of coverage you have is now double in size the rest of your life. So think about it this way: when you're in your like late 30s and up, you'd be basically getting $600 a day for anything. And this covers the kids exactly the same as well, which is great. This also pays in addition to any other coverage that you've got. So like, let's say you had cancer and get admitted to the hospital, this would literally pay right on top of that, which is kind of nice. Yep. Any questions on this hospital plan?
No, that's nice though.
Cool. Just so you know, Alicia, like I know you can't use it right now, but when I had my son, we got $1,500 from this policy because I was admitted for 3 days and he was admitted for 2, right? Even just a simple say like that adds up really fast, which is pretty cool.
Done this a year ago.
I know, but unfortunately, I don't time your sex life with buying insurance. That would be a little awkward, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
your mom being like, Alicia's thinking of having a baby. Can you talk to her before they get pregnant? But yeah, so now you'll just have to have another kid. It's fine. It's all good. But the kids are covered too. And you know, I have so many clients that have this plan with young kids because like, man, any health issue can get them admitted for a few days, you know? So that's definitely a good plan to have, which is great. And like I said, we would get Dylan and Peyton on it today. And then basically a year from your delivery, basically a year from your discharge, as long as you were out of the hospital after that, then we can add you and baby. Do you have a hunch of what it is, by the way?
I feel like I'm kind of going boy, but I don't really know.
Are you boy?
Yeah.
Hey, that would be exciting for Andrea because you guys would have the boys together.
She's really hoping for a boy.
Is she? Yeah. I'm actually like, I'm totally okay if I have either, to be honest. Like I'm at that level. But all right. So here's kind of our commitments to you. So this is regardless of what you start with. And then I'm going to walk you through all the prices. You guys can pick out whatever works for you. So all benefits are going to be paid direct to you. So you can use them in any way you need. They're paid in addition to any other insurance that you have. Claims are deposited direct into your bank account. So kind of important if you're stuck in the hospital, you know, doesn't help to have a check at home, you know. Coverage is also guaranteed renewable for life. So only you can cancel it. We cannot drop you for any reason, which is great. Phone calls, this one's the best. They're answered by live people in the United States. They speak English. It's awesome. Not to mention you'll have my number that if something ever happens to you guys, you can just call me and I'll help you just like I did with your mom. And then my favorite by far, this one's huge. Premium does not increase with age or claims. Because think of car insurance here, right? What happens if you get into an accident?
Your plan goes up.
Yeah, rates go up, right? So the nice thing with us is we have never raised a rate on anybody. So all that we do is actually rate you one time, just to see how old you are. And what's nice is when you're married, we actually based off of whoever is younger. So who's younger between the two of you guys?
Me.
Nice. So how old are you, Alicia?
29.
Yeah, you were in the cheapest age bracket. Good job, Dylan, for marrying young. Because how old are you now, Dylan? Are you 31 yet? 32?
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 this year.
Yep. So you just got yourself in the cheapest age bracket by marrying her. Good job. I think honestly, I think you were in the cheapest age bracket when we met before anyway. So it's all good. So I'm sure you guys are wondering how much this costs, right? Are you guys curious?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything that you don't want to see prices for, or do you want me to just kind of show you everything?
We'll just look at them
We'll
all.
see it all and then go.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. So the best part about this is the cost, because I know most people at this point just get so nervous that it's going to be crazy expensive, especially when you see how much it covers, right? Even thinking on the cancer and heart plan, $6,000 up front, $800 every day you spend in the hospital, $240 for wellness, almost $500 every day of treatment. A lot of people actually compare this to health insurance. And have you guys seen how much healthcare costs nowadays?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I have a client of mine that's self-employed and they spend almost $2,000 a month on healthcare. It's crazy. So a lot of people think though, if we're spending thousands on health insurance and they just paid the doctors, that something like this that actually pays direct to us, and the sheer fact you get the money refunded, if it's not used. I know everybody's like, well, this has got to be at least like, I don't know, $900 a month for a family, But here's the cool part. It is not $900 a month. So if you got the best coverage, and I'll show you the cancer plan first, best of the best for the entire family is actually only $148 a month. So not crazy. I mean, you probably spend more on your cell phone bills. And here's the cool part. There's actually 3 cheaper options too. So like I said, definitely have something that fits the budget for everybody. The heart plan, this is one that I always recommend you get when you're young, because the best coverage is $43 a month for everybody. Because that's a great one to get when you're young because the rates are locked, which is great. The intensive care, the best coverage on that is an extra $15 for the whole family. If you're looking at accident coverage, best of the best, that's $85. That goes all the way down to $45 a month. And then the hospital plan, I'm going to open up both of these for right now. You would start at the single parent right now, but even the best coverage for family is only $66 a month, and then goes as low as $30 a month, so about $1 a day. But the nice thing is you can mix and match all of these. So you don't have to get the best of everything. You could get kind of middle ground of different ones too. But definitely not too bad, right? A lot of different options you can kind of pick from, Now here's the really cool part. So I'm going to show you the cancer one. The reason why it is a little bit more expensive, but this is the cool part about this one, is that it makes sense even if you never file a claim, because we return your premium less than any claims paid after 25 years. And that benefit builder actually starts building after just 5 years. So with every single person that I work with, there are 3 cases scenario that are going to happen. So the best case scenario, you stay completely healthy, right? Yep. Every single dollar that you put into this, we refund 100% of it. So here's a good example. Let's say you got the elite level, the best that there is. That's $148 a month, right? About. So in 25 years, you guys would be getting a check for $44,400 back, right? Send your kids to college, pay for Peyton's wedding, right? Use that money for anything that you want, right? It's tax-free. Go on vacation, whatever you want to use that for. And then the coverage stays with you at the same rate you started in your 20s, which is great. Second case scenario is if something does happen. So let's say you got skin cancer or something minor, right? We're still going to give you all of your money back. It's just at 2 different times. Does that make sense? Okay. Last case scenario. Exactly. Because if you have a claim, it just comes out of the top, basically. Last case scenario is if something really bad happens, like my one client that we paid $140,000 to, we're going to end up paying you way more than you put into the plan. So you're not going to get a refund back, but honestly, isn't that kind of why you would have this in the first place though?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it'd be nice to follow insurance work like that, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's like everybody says with this, it's kind of a win-win situation, because if you get sick, it pays you thousands of dollars to help. And if you just stay healthy, you get all of that money back anyway. In addition to this is kind of new too, but when you get your return to premium check, starting on that date, we will triple the amount payable for the internal cancer diagnosis benefit. So what I mean by that is, so let's say you'll get all your money back when you're going to be 54, correct? That's 25 years from now. Starting on that date, so 54 and up, if you end up getting diagnosed with cancer, you will now get $18,000 instead of the original $6,000, or you get $9,000 instead of the $3,000. And that stays for the rest of your life, which is great. So in the years that you're probably most likely to get cancer, you get a larger benefit, which is great too.
That's awesome.
So that's a new thing. So that's actually, we just launched that in January, which is kind of cool. So now that you've kind of seen everything, at this point, everybody kind of buys stuff for different reasons. I have so many families I work with that just get it for the peace of mind, especially with young kids. It's just having that peace of mind if something crazy happens, that financially you're protected. A lot of other people though get it for security. I don't know about you guys, but we all just work way too hard to lose everything to something like cancer, But I guess for you guys, like now that you've kind of seen everything, what would you say is maybe the most appealing part to you guys? Is it more of that peace of mind, or just that sense of security for your family?
I feel like it's kind of both, like the peace of mind and security. Like,
sure. Why do you say that?
Just knowing that there'll be a backup, kind of, sort of like something to fall back on, even if we lose our jobs or can't work or this or that.
Yep, absolutely. Because I guess too, then, like, how would you guys feel knowing that if something actually happened to one of you, that you at least had this in place that's just constantly paying you? So like you kind of said, you don't have to stress out or worry about your bills or your finances or your kids, probably feel pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And I guess too, like, how would you feel all the while knowing that if nothing happens, you get this giant check in your mailbox at like the most opportune moment for your kids? It'd be pretty cool too, right? So here's kind of the cool part about the way that we do business. I'm going to share my screen again with you one more time. Is the application is actually super, super simple. So let me know when you can see my screen again.
You can see it.
You can? Okay. So all that we do is basically get your names, your birthdays, and your address. And then it's just 5 health questions, but definitely nice to have an easy form. What is cool too is you can take care of it a couple different ways. Some people pay for these a whole year up front. That's kind of rare. Some people pay twice a year, but most people just pay it monthly.
Yeah.
But definitely nice to have options, of course. Now, for you guys, though, before I can offer you anything, I do have to ask you those health questions first, just to make sure that you at least qualify. Okay. So within the last 5 years, and this is going to be for the 3 of you, you 2 and Peyton, have a medical professional diagnosed or treated anyone with cancer of any kind?
Nope.
Good. Have you ever had an elevated prostate exam in the last 5 years, Dylan?
No.
Good. You're like, I don't even know what that is. In the last 90 days, have either of you been advised by a medical professional to have a biopsy for cancer that's not been performed, or for which results have not been received?
Nope.
Good. And last question, do you guys have AIDS or AIDS-related complex in the last 5 years?
Nope.
Awesome. Just like Hello Kitty Band-Aids, right? Just those. Okay. So the good news is you guys qualify. So that's awesome. So all that would be left to do at this point is just to find out where you guys get your mail at. Are you still at the Bethlehem Pike address, or are you guys at a new place?
Mm-hmm.
You're still there?
Yeah.
So 826. How long have you guys been living there now? Bethlehem.
Almost 7 years, right?
Yeah, I think this summer will be 7 years I have.
Wow, that's awesome. Are you guys looking to stay there long term?
No.
No. What's the best phone number? Alicia, do you want me to use yours or Dylan's? You tell me.
You can just use mine.
He's more likely.
Okay, so we got 772 3386, right?
Yep.
And then best email address. Do you want me to use yours, Dylan?
Yeah. I didn't get that email from you, so I don't know.
You know what? Sometimes Zoom is weird with that stuff. I don't know why. But did you check your spam folder?
I did for the first one. I don't think I did for the second one.
Okay. Today. Yeah, it's been very funky with that stuff too. So now since Alicia's the youngest, well, actually, you know what I'll do? We'll just make everything based off of, we'll make Dylan on top, but we'll do everything based off of Alicia's age. What's your middle initial, Dylan?
J.
J. And then it's Valentine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have the best last name ever, by the way. I'm just gonna share that with you.
Can't complain about being right into that one.
Yeah, 16, 1989. Don't worry, I still just have all your information from before, Dylan. And then we'll make this based off of Alicia's age. Alicia, what's your middle initial, Alicia?
R.
R. And then last name is Valentine too, right?
Yep.
Awesome. And then what's your birthday, Alicia?
2/27/92.
1992. Perfect. All right. Now, how this works is obviously you guys would automatically be each other's beneficiaries if something happened to either of you. If something did happen to both of you, who do you want all of the money to go to? I'm guessing probably Peyton and the baby, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it PEY?
Yes.
EYTON.
So that they figure it out.
What'd you say?
Nah, leave it Peyton. It's fine.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put Peyton for now. And as soon as the next baby's born, you can just let me know what their name is. Okay. And I'm just going to put same address because you don't make them sleep outside. Very nice of you. Not yet, at least, right? And then, Dylan, what's your main occupation again?
I'm an automotive technician.
Where at?
Sioka Ford in Satterton.
Sioka Ford. And then what hospital do you work at, Alicia?
Doylestown.
Doylestown.
Yeah.
Great hospital. Is that where you're delivering?
Yep.
Hey, that works out because if you just go into labor while you're working, it's like, I'm here. It's fine.
Don't have to go
That's
far.
Amazing. Yeah, you just go down the hall. All right, so let me kind of walk you guys through all your options here, okay? So I'm going to go back into here. So you have a lot of different stuff you can pick from, okay? So I was showing you the cancer policy first, okay? So if you got the best coverage, so that's the one that's $6,000 up front, $800 every day in the hospital, $480 every day of treatment. Best of the best, that's $148.30 for the whole family, okay? Does that work for you, or do you want me to kind of walk you through what the cheaper options cover too?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's where we're nervous.
Okay.
He's only getting workman's comp, and I'm not going to be paid when I'm on maternity. So we're just nervous about starting it right away.
Sure.
So
what I totally understand where you're coming from. You know, I think a lot of people I talk to are in similar situations, especially this past year with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
I definitely want you to guys get what you're comfortable with. And the one thing I will say is you can always change it, right?
Yeah.
So even if you start today with just something basic to get it started, you can always increase it. So as long as, Alicia, that you increase it before your 31st birthday, it's all of the same rates that I'm going to give you today. Yep, exactly. So that way you at least get the coverage started. So God forbid if something happens, you have something, right? And it's a savings anyway that hopefully you'll just change the amount that you're putting into it. But yeah, totally understand, because I'm going to be in the same boat as you. It's like, I'm self-employed. So when I have maternity leave, it's called unemployed. I totally understand where you're coming from. So so then what I would recommend is basically start with something lower. The difference between the policies on the cancer plan is from one level to the next, it's just going to cut the benefits in half. So where the 8 unit, that's $6,000 up front. The 4 unit, that's $3,000 up front. The 2 unit is $1,500 up front. And then the 1 unit is $750. Okay. 8 unit is $800 a day in the hospital, $400 a day, $200 a day, or $100 a day. Okay. Your wellness per year, it's $240 per person, $120, $60, or $30 kind of thing. So just kind of cuts it in half. Now, the one thing I do share with people, just so you're aware, is the 2 unit is going to pay you double the coverage of the 1 unit, but you're going to notice for an extra $17, it's not double the cost. So you definitely get a lot more coverage with like the 2 and the 4, but again, get what you're comfortable with, and you can always upgrade it as long as you don't have any issues. You can't get cancer and upgrade it, unfortunately. Wouldn't that be funny if you're like, I have a standard, like, hey, I'm in the hospital, can I be elite, please? Thanks. But yeah, and again, so that's for the whole family. So like the $82 a month, that would be about $2.70 a day for all 3 of you, or actually all 4 of you guys, for that one. The 4 unit, that would be, 1 unit is about $1 a day, 2 units maybe like $1.50 a day kind of thing. Yeah, which of those do you think might work the best for you guys to start? And then you can always change it, of course.
Probably the 2 for now, just so we know what. All
right, so we got the 49.30. Okay. So we'll do 2 unit on that one. That's a good place to at least start. And then did you want to see like the heart accident? Do you want me to open these up too real quick? These ones are cheaper. So these are a little bit easier to decide on. The heart plan elite level is $43 a month. That's $6,000. The preferred level is going to be $4,000 up front. And the standard level is $2,000 up front. I don't think you can really go wrong with any of those. The ICU, the $15 one is $900 a day. The $10 one is $600 a day. And then the standard is $300 a day. And you can mix and match these two as well. So if you wanted, elite of the ICU with a preferred heart, you could do that if you wanted.
What do you think?
Maybe just stay right in the middle with both of those.
Yeah, just do like the preferred for both.
Preferred for both.
Okay, so then we got, heart plan, I'm just gonna do preferred heart ICU. So that'd be 43 between the 2 of them. So the 33 and 10. Sounds good. So basically your total right now, do you see that blue bar at the bottom? Where it says total monthly premium? So that's your total. So as we're adding stuff, it's just gonna give you, and the nice thing too, I didn't mention this to you, but if you get more than 1 plan, you can also take care of them on different days of the month. So that's kind of nice. If you want to like break it up between pay periods and that kind of stuff as well. Here's the accident one. So 85 is the elite, 69 is preferred, standard is 45. And then the hospital one, I'll just open both of those. We're going to start single parent regardless. So elite is 51. That's the $300 a day benefit. Preferred is $200 a day. Standard is $100 a day. So you can always get something basic more with these ones if you wanted to kind of keep it a little bit cheaper.
What do you think?
Or skip them too. It doesn't matter.
I think the accident would be a good one.
Might not be
accidents happen. I will say that for sure.
What are the coverages on the accident?
Yep. So the elite level, elite level, that's going to be up to $300 in the emergency room. Preferred is up to $200. Standard is up to $100. If you're admitted to the hospital, elite pays you $450 a day. Preferred pays you $300 a day. Standard pays you $150 a day. I'm trying to think of others. Accidental death benefit, $30,000, $20,000, $10,000. Just kind of cuts it in thirds.
Is the fracture benefit between levels?
Fracture benefit. So the elite level for a fractured thigh is like $7,500. The preferred level, you would get like $5,000, and then the standard level, you get $2,500 for a femur. Other bones are obviously less than that too.
I think like middle.
And this one is easy to change just because A, there's no health questions, and B, these rates are locked until you're 50. So you have lots of time if you ever wanted to upgrade that one. But again, that's one that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like where you're at right now, if you got the preferred for it, then you'd be at 160, 130 for everything. The standard level, you'd be at 137.30. Elite, you'd be 177.30.
Just the standard for now. We're going to do higher than that. Because accidents are the most likely.
Yeah.
And even if you start with something here and like a couple months down the road, like money gets tight, you can always lower it too. You always have the option to change stuff around if you need to. Just get what you're comfortable with, and it can be changed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. What do you think?
Well, I'll just leave that one right in the middle.
Preferred?
Do you preferred on that one too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you want to see the hospital one too?
Probably not right now.
Yeah, that's one I was going to say that one is easy to skip for now if you want to. And then maybe we can revisit that once Alicia's eligible anyway. And then you guys can always look, we'll look at everything then too. Because that's going to be basically a year from May, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll skip the hospital one for right now. So basically what we're at is the 2-unit for the cancer. So $49.30, the 33 plus the $10 rider for the heart and the ICU, and then the 69 for the accident. Is that good for you? So 160, 130. Mm-hmm. Is that good for you too, Dylan?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. I sense hesitation, so I just make sure you're okay. Do you want me to show you any other numbers or arrangements, or are you guys good on that?
No, I think that would be okay.
Okay. And like I said, at any point in time, if something changes, you can just let me know, okay? Mm-hmm. So what was the biggest reason you guys decided to enroll today?
I don't know. I feel like kind of seeing how much it helps my mom.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you on that one too. So with these two, you can take care of them a couple different ways. We're going to do each at one time. Some people pay the whole year up front. That's rare. Some people pay it twice a year. Most people just pay it monthly. Which of those would work the best for you guys to start?
Would it make sense to?
Maybe for the first year.
For the first year.
What was it? Was 161 and change?
Yeah, it's 161.30. Yep. So let me see if I can do the math on my end. 161.30. So if you wanted to pay the whole year up front, that's 1935.60, and that's for all three policies. Otherwise, if you wanted to do it semi-annual, that's 967.80.
Makes sense for the first year just to do it all at once.
Yeah, because we're gonna have 2 kids in daycare. And...
yeah. Less monthly payments, better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So then basically you wouldn't get a bill in the mail until next end of April, actually next May, basically, because we're at the end of April right now.
Yeah. And it'll be like, will it be like re-enrollment paperwork, or is it like automatic?
No. It's basically you either send a check in or pay over the phone with a credit card. Okay. It's automatic. You don't have to do paperwork or anything like that. You just have to pay it. It's kind of like, have you ever paid yearly for your car insurance?
Yeah. Well, I was just making sure it wasn't like an automatic thing on like.
No.
That there's actually something where I have to say, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would have to pay again next year. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
so if you do it monthly, you pick the draft date, and then it's just the same day every month. So that is automatic if it's monthly. But if it's semi-annual or annual, they send you a bill in the mail for each policy, and you just have to pay it. Now, at any point in time, though, you could change it to monthly or anything like that too. Yep. So you want to just do it annually to start?
Yeah, I think where we're at now with just the way life is going right now.
Yeah.
The changes that are coming and whatnot. So.
Oh, I hear you. I think that's smart.
Money now, and to have the peace of mind when I'm as accident prone as I am.
Yep, absolutely. So what we typically do is for the first payment, we just do it through your bank account. Do you guys have a checking account?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and where do you guys bank at?
American Heritage.
See, family heritage, American Heritage, it all connects, right? So let me, I have the routing number. So 236082944. American Heritage. What city did you guys open that in? Was that up in Sellersville? Perkasie. Okay.
Yeah.
Perkasie. Is it in both of your names or just one of them?
It is both now. Yes.
Both. Okay. Sounds good. And then what's the account number?
101-000-021-086-4.
That's a lot of zeros in there. Okay, I'm going to read this back to you. So 101-000-021-086-4. Is that right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So what this is going to do is it's Wednesday right now, right? So the first payment usually takes about 2 to 3 business days. So I would say at the earliest, the first payment for all of this is going to come out on Friday, maybe as late as Monday. Okay. And then moving forward, it's just going to be, you're going to get a bill in the mail after that. Okay.
Okay.
So let me go through here. Can I add you guys to my cool families list since you're cool now?
Sure.
I mean, you guys are cool before. We're not replacing anything. We're not getting a second policy. So no worries on that. So real quick, I just want you to read through the top portion right here. Make sure everything is written down correctly. Your names are spelled right, your birthdays, your address. Just make sure everything looks okay.
I think so.
Everything look good on your end? Okay. So what we do now is we actually do something called an electronic signature. So I'm actually going to send you an email, Dylan, to your email box. You'll get it this time. Don't worry. And I'll walk you through it. You're going to watch me do it. All I'm going to do is basically type in my name, and you're going to do the same thing for all 3 plans. So it's pretty easy. And then let me go through here. All right. And then what we're going to do now is add the heart plan. You guys do have health insurance, correct?
Yep.
Good. And no heart issues, right? No angina or AFib or brachycardia, crazy stuff.
No.
Good. And no AIDS. So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. All of this is still the same. Yep. Birthdays are in here too. Good. I love that. Do you remember, Dylan, when we did this the first time that we had to do everything on paper?
Oh, yeah.
Everything is all electronic now. It makes my life so much easier. And we're going to do all of these annually, right? Just to get them started. Okay. Yep. I forgot to click annually right there. So 101-000-021-086-4. Because I remember you guys were dating when we met, right?
I'm sure we were engaged.
Were you engaged? I think maybe you were.
I think we were.
So all of this is the same. Yep.
I have a question
so now I'm gonna.
Plan.
Yeah, go for it.
So after 25 years, you get back your premiums that you put in if you didn't use any.
Yep, everything.
Does that start over again? And then after 25 years again, if you're still alive, you get another
No,
pay?
so basically at that point, so the old policy had something kind of like that. This one basically just refunds it after 25 years, and then you basically get the increase in the internal cancer diagnosis benefit. So since you guys are young, I would say you could do one of 2 things at that point, because you're going to be in your 50s at that point. You can either keep your coverage, right, at the same rate that you started in your 20s, or if you do want your money back again, just get a new policy, but it's at that point, it's going to be based off your new age. So it's going to be more expensive. Yeah, it would be more expensive at that point, but then you could actually collect again if you wanted to. So some people love it just because it like stays super cheap. And then some people are like, well, if I'm paying for it, even if I pay more, I want my money back again. So yeah, I was actually talking to my husband about that the other day because I enrolled in my first plan when I was 27. And I was like, maybe we'll just get a new one and just pay a little bit more so we can get it back again. Would be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
I tell that mainly to people that are young when they start it.
Yeah.
For people that aren't, it's like, yeah, just keep it at the cheaper rate, you know? Okay, last one is the accident plan. So all of this, what's your occupation? You said mechanic?
Yeah, automotive technician.
That sounds more fancy. Automotive technician. I love it.
No.
I don't think I spelled that right. Wow, what is happening to me today? Okay. Automotive technician, and then your occupation, you said you're an X-ray tech, right?
Yep.
X-ray technician. We're all technicians in this family. Yep. Okay. Yep. Now for this one, we do need to add Peyton. So we got Peyton. What's her middle initial?
J.
J. Valentine. And then as soon as the baby's born, just call me and let me know date of birth and their name, and then we'll add them to it, okay? And what is Peyton's birthday?
7/22/19.
I just put 19.
2019.
2019. That helps. That's helpful. And then for this one, we're going to do the preferred, right? The 16. Oh, again, annually. Sorry. So these, you're going to notice are going to be 3 separate payments too. So you're going to have like 828 and then the other ones for those. And then you won't have to worry about it for a year. That's actually kind of great.
Yeah.
We pay most of our insurance the same way because we don't like to think about stuff all the time.
Yeah.
1010002100864. Okay. All right. Almost done. Thank you guys for bearing with me. So if you notice how I'm basically typing my name in for each one of these, you're going to kind of do the same thing. You're in Sellersville, right?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. All right. All right. So now what I'm going to do, Dylan, is if you want to grab your phone. So basically the total that's going to hit your account is $1935.60. So just make sure that that's in your account. I would say no later than Friday, because it usually takes about 2 to 3 days to hit your bank account. Maybe just do it by tomorrow if it's not already there, just in case, so you don't have to worry about it. And then what I'm going to do now, Dylan, if you want to grab your cell phone, I'm going to send you these emails. You're only going to have to open up one of them. Okay. So let me send them all first. Oop, what just happened? Send. Oop, email. Yes. It just made you jump to the top. And then send email. Perfect. So all of those were sent. So I want you to go to your email box really quick. And then here, let me come back to you. And you're going to get an email and it's going to say no reply, Globe Life. Let me know when you see that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one I open.
Nope. So just click on one of them and then you're going to click on the link that says sign electronically. And then once you get into it, your login is going to be your email and then your birth year. So 1989 is your PIN. So you'll do the Dylan Val 656. That's your email. And then obviously 1989, that's your PIN. Once you get into it, it's going to show the page of your application. Let me know when you see that. Yep. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you're going to just do this for all 3 of them. Scroll all the way to the bottom, hit next. And then you're going to hit next again to where it prompts you to type your name in. And then you hit accept and then you just hit next and next and next until it gets to the next one where you type in your signature. And once you do it all 3 times, the last page is going to say confirmation. Just let me know when you get to that page. But it's pretty simple, isn't it? It's actually really funny. So when COVID first started, we had to transition to doing Zoom calls, right? Because everybody was working from home. The system that we had to do electronic signatures before was like crazy complicated. So like all of my clients that were above the age of like, I don't know, 30 had issues with it. It was challenging. So I actually joined forces on the team with the home office to like create or to help create what you're on right now, which is kind of cool. I have no technology experience, but it's a lot easier. So let me know when you do all 3 of them. You just keep hitting next, and then you'll see confirmation at the very end, and then I'll check my end to make sure they went through.
He's doing the 3rd one right now.
Sounds good. It's pretty easy though, isn't it? I find it's not too challenging. Even at 9:40 at night. Sorry for keeping you guys up late. You didn't get to watch your shows tonight. What do you guys usually watch shows together? And you're like, no.
Normally get a shower and then go to bed after she goes to bed.
Yeah, no kidding. Did you get through all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me check on my end then. All right, so let me see here that they all went through. Yep, you're all good. So now I'm just going to submit them. So they're going to be processed. You're going to get an email thank you from the home office once I send them in. So let me just hit submit really quick. Yeah, it's definitely moved things a lot faster, which is great. And then I'll come back to you real quick. Perfect. Okay. So what's going to happen now is your policies are going to come in the mail in about 2 to 3 weeks. When they get here on the 2nd page, you're going to have an effective date. So that effective date is when your accident and your intensive care will start. So those start tomorrow morning. So don't do anything stupid for the next 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay. Don't get hurt. Don't fall in the shower. Don't do anything stupid. So yeah, so those start basically those effective dates of the intensive care as well as the accident are tomorrow. The cancer and the heart plan have a 30-day waiting period. I always recommend just stay away from the doctor. Don't get any pap smears this month or anything like that if you can help it. And make sure that you just kind of wait for after that waiting period. Biggest thing not to forget about as well is your wellness benefits. So both on that cancer plan and the heart plan. Also too, when we get off the phone tonight, I'm going to email you everything. So all of the brochures, all the pricing. If you want me to, do you want me to send you like the upgrade pricing options too? Just so you can kind of see everything together.
Yeah, that's fine.
You write?
I wouldn't do anything until next year anyway.
Yeah, totally fine. I just figured that way you'll have it all in one email. So in case you want to reference it. Do you want me to send you the hospital plan too, that brochure? So you just have all of them?
We have it. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'll send you everything and I'll just put little notes in it so you can kind of star it in your mailbox because this will kind of have everything in it anyway. But yeah, so don't forget about the wellness screening. So mainly for you more than anything, Alicia, this is like pap smears and those kind of checkups. If you do have an EKG done, that's another one that you can get done. And both of you guys at some point in the next year, if you get blood work and have a cholesterol check, send it in because you get I think it's like
work every year.
Yeah, it's like $120 just for your one cholesterol check. That is a one-time thing for the cholesterol screening. You have to do it within your first year. Otherwise, you can be like your agent, like me, who forgot to do it, which is ironic because I talk about it daily. And then, and if you have any questions on anything or if anything needs to change around, just let me know. Do you want me to follow up with you kind of like a year from now anyway, after you would be kind of eligible? Okay. So let me do this. I'm going to just put you in my calendar to reach out like beginning of May of next year. And we can kind of touch base if you want to change anything around. And then also if you want to add the hospital plan or anything like that too. So I'm old school. Next May, babies due when?
May 18th is my C-section.
That's exciting. My son's birthday is May 17th. So if you come a day early,
it could happen.
It could happen. They can share a date.
Yeah.
Did you have a C-section with Peyton too?
Yeah, hers was emergency.
Yeah, emergencies are not fun. You know what's so funny? My mom was actually she was in labor with I'm the youngest. She was in labor with my brother for 27 hours, pushed for 3 hours and then had a C-section. And I'm like, as long as I don't have to go through that, no, I'll do anything. But I'll put next May. I'm just going to put Alicia and Dylan Valentine. Okay. And we can kind of revisit. I'll put revisit plans. I'll put add hospital ? Okay, that's exciting though. Will keep me. I'm sure I'll be posted through your mom and Facebook anyway. But it's amazing how you can feel so connected to people through like not
Facebook.
Yeah, it's like I think we met once. I've known your mom obviously for years, but it's like Facebook just connects you. Payne looks like she has a ton of fun with them too. So that's really, really cool. He loves them.
They're her favorite. Every morning. Grammy, Poppy.
You're like, sure, they can take you. Absolutely. That's awesome.
Just like FaceTime them or call them.
Yep. That's how my son is with my parents. They're in Michigan though. So actually, fun fact, my parents are moving to Warminster next month, and I'm pumped. I'm very excited to have them close by. So that'll be really cool.
Where are you?
I'm in Richboro. So I'm fun. No, it's maybe 30 minutes away from you guys. It's not far at all. But I work I have the whole east side of Pennsylvania as my territory. So like I work Bucks County, Montgomery County. I've worked the whole state of Delaware. I've actually worked with over 250 fire companies in the last 7 years. So it's been a lot of fun. I was going to ask you though, and just so you guys know too, I'm so thankful that I've gotten the chance to talk with you guys. And, unfortunately, sometimes when you go through something rough with a parent, it opens people's eyes to just needing stuff like this too. So I'm sorry that your mom is going through all this, but I'm so thankful every day that she's got great treatment and great doctors that they're really taking good. Yeah, they're taking really good care of her. Yeah. So I was going to say though, everyone that I've been talking to is just so thankful just to know about this. Even the people that don't enroll are just happy to know that this kind of coverage is available. So I guess for you guys, kind of how like your mom referred me to you and your sister, like who do you guys care about? Like, do you have any friends or family that may appreciate just knowing about this? Do you mind if I jot down like a couple people?
I feel like your dad has too many conditions already that I don't know if it would.
He wouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
Your dad probably wouldn't qualify for the heart plan. Has he ever had cancer before?
No.
Okay. So that could possibly be one, but.
Yeah, I don't think he has the income for it anyway. He's on Social Security pretty much.
Gotcha.
Can't really work.
How about, do you have any brothers or sisters, Dylan?
Yeah, one of them's in the Army somewhere, and I have a sister that lives out in, Illinois or something.
Okay. Are you close with them or no? You're like, no. How about any friends you guys have? So like if you guys had a barbecue on Saturday night, who would be like 5 friends that you guys would invite over?
Probably Firehouse people that you've already talked to.
It's possible. Is there anybody, I was going to say, because I know I have, is there anybody from the Firehouse you can think of? I mean, I'm just going to check my list to see if they're even clients too.
Well, there's been quite a few new members.
Are there?
Yeah.
Do you know, well, actually, here, let me ask you this, because you are at, hold on. You're at Sellersville, right? Is it Greg Costelli? Is he the one to get in touch with?
Yeah, he's the president.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, is there somebody better to reach out to as far as getting in touch?
No,
that's probably the best.
Yeah, if you were going to have a video conference with, the department as a whole, he would be the one that you would contact. And
do you have a phone number for him by chance?
Yeah.
That would be helpful. And I can always reach out and say hi. His president.
267 718 8170.
70. Are you guys meeting in person again? Or are you guys doing virtual stuff still?
No, we do a lot of stuff in person.
In person. And what night is your meeting night?
Tuesday, the second Tuesday of the month.
Second Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I talked to who did I talk to over there? I think it was Kurt, maybe.
Yeah,
Kurt Wagner. Yeah, because I talked to him and he's like, get in touch with Greg. He's the one that's going to kind of handle that kind of stuff anyway. I'll just put some new members there. You're like everyone at the firehouse. That's who we talk to. Anybody that you work with, Alicia, like any friends, other x-ray techs that you can think of, or?
I just don't know how many would actually, I don't know.
Yeah. Usually what I do, just so you're aware of this, is I just call them and I say hi, and just introduce myself. And I basically just say, hey, can I take 30 seconds to kind of tell you what I do? And then you can either hang up the phone on me or we'll continue talking. Is that good? And that's all that I usually say for folks. So even if they're not interested, that's okay. It's just to kind of get the word out, because I've kind of found from the last 7 years of doing this that most people only know about coverage like this if it's like through their workplace or through someone they know. It is typically how they hear about it in the first place. So, and also I have a pretty fun contest going. So your mom might get $25 from me, but for every 2 people that you introduce me to that end up enrolling in something, I send you guys a $25 gift card anywhere you want. So Bye Bye Baby or Target or Amazon or a restaurant or whatever you guys want. It's just a thank you for your help with that too. This is my current work situation. So I've just been getting a lot of help from clients and stuff too with people that they know. But keep me in mind if there's anybody you guys can think of that may just appreciate a hello.
I can give the information from a couple of my coworkers.
Yeah, that sounds good.
My friend Jake. Jake Piston. His dad actually, I think, had prostate cancer a few years ago. So.
Oh, really?
And I think his grandfather might have had cancer.
Okay. And he works with you at
Seoka,
Seoka. At Seoka Ford. What's a good number for Jake?
215-285-4561. Yeah, his cell phone is so old that it's still a 215 number.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what you get these days. Is he married or kids or anything?
No, he definitely won't answer because he doesn't have your number. But leave him a voice.
But I was gonna say you can, or otherwise text him and just let him know I might be reaching out to him, and then that way it's not a complete surprise to you. That's fine. What who else from work can you think of?
Ben. His name's Ben Gallagher.
And he works at Seoka too?
Yeah.
What's a good number for him?
267-421-6209.
09. Is he married, kids, or anything, or single too?
He's single.
I work with a lot of single men too. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's actually funny that you work at a dealership because I've actually worked doing benefits for car companies where we do like a presentation kind of like we did at the firehouse. Do you know who would be in charge of that kind of stuff at Seoka Ford?
The problem is you'd probably have to go through corporate.
Yeah.
The corporate center, and it's probably a pain because they
have a pain. How many offices are there, or how many locations?
Over 20.
Yeah.
But like they have supplemental, like they have disability, and I think we do have some sort of supplemental insurance company. It just changed to Lincoln Financial. It was something else. I don't remember what the name of it was, but everything
like
switched.
Combined or Colonial or something like that. There's a bunch out there.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called. But
okay. Yeah, we're the only one that's refundable, though. That's the one thing I do know. Because the nice thing too is with the bigger companies, we don't go through payroll, so it's all voluntary anyway, which is kind of nice. It's just one less thing for them to worry about. So we got Jake and Ben. Anybody else that you work with that you can think of? This is really helpful, by the way. I appreciate it.
Probably not.
Cool. No worries.
Yeah, one of the guys was just in a motorcycle accident, so he could
have.
Yeah, no. Do you know how many times I hear that, like working in insurance? Like when I started reservicing clients, I had this one lady that was like, man, I just wish I had had you talk to my sister because she just got diagnosed like a month ago with cancer. And I'm like, ever since that story with her, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask everybody, like, is there anybody you care about that may appreciate just knowing this is out there? And like, they can totally hang up the phone on me, but at least you gave them the opportunity to know about it, kind of thing, you know? So, and hey, do me a favor, Alicia. I know your sister is super busy. I left a message for her and for, oh my God, I'm drawing. Yes. Because Josh already owns this. So I just need to like add her and baby to it. So I just want to make sure to get connected with them at some point. So if you chat with her, to say, hey, we met with Rachel last night. Have you talked to her yet? Oh, no. Call her back. Call her or have Josh do it or something. Just so we can make sure we get the baby and her covered on that too. Because that's an easy thing to just add them to it.
Just add them on.
But I'm so happy to have met with you guys, and I'm so excited for the baby. And I'm thinking boy too. When I saw your bump, I was like, I'm gonna go boy too. But if it's a girl, you already have everything. So that's the best.
I got so many girl clothes and the seasons will work out.
Yep. I will say though, it's really funny that you mentioned that because I have like a bajillion boy clothes and I'm like, with just my luck, it's totally going to be a girl and I'm going to just to get rid of it. So
you know what? Girl clothes are so fun.
They're fun. So how about this? If I have a girl, you can have some of my boy clothes. And if you have a boy, and you can have mine.
Yeah.
Now we're both screwed if we both have girls or vice versa or whatever, but it'll be fun.
Look at the way Peyton is sleeping right now. Her feet are on her pillow and her head is covered with her blanket.
You know what's so funny? So wait, do you like your monitor? Because I'm actually looking at getting a new one. Do you like that one?
Just got this one because we had a Motorola before.
Yeah.
And we had the humidifier too close. So the camera actually ended up like the sound went and then it just ended up dying completely.
Jeez.
Within I guess she was like just over a year old.
Yeah, we have because we have an infant optics right now, but I find that like it dies after like 30 minutes. And I wanted to get one that has 2 cameras because I know the Vava is one of them that you can just do split screen. And that's what I've heard from a couple other moms that have multiple kids.
I mean, we haven't had to use it with both cameras yet. Obviously. But you can do, hold on, I'll show you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Because we're looking at getting one of those too. Did you just get it off of Amazon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's where we buy most things, unfortunately.
Yeah. So you can see like both beds side by side.
That's so awesome. That's great. So you're keeping her in her crib for a little bit longer?
Oh yeah. She's not even 2 yet and she's not trying to climb out, nothing like that.
You know what's funny? My son is still in his crib and my husband's like, well, should we move him to a bed? I was like, no, he sleeps great. I was like, once you take him out, it's like taking the toothpaste out of the tube. You can't put him back in. We got him a bed. So like he has a bed set up, but like, I don't know if he's there yet.
She is 100% not ready because she started out on her pillow and now she's the opposite direction. She would be on the floor in like a minute.
Yeah, well, especially with she's so young, because you'll have 2 under 2 basically for a little bit. So yeah, did you guys get a double stroller? Are you guys gonna double stroller it?
Yes.
Which one did you get?
We went with the baby jogger.
Yeah, the City Select.
The City Mini.
The City Mini. Okay, is that the side by side one?
The side by side. So we went to buy my baby and tested them both and pushed them both. And I felt like the City Select, which was the front and back, was so hard to push because it was so long. So like the side by side, we noticed it just moved so much nicer.
It's easier. Yeah. That's my concern. Like my only concern is like my son is gonna be 3.5 by the time. Right. So it's like, I don't know if he's even gonna want to be in a stroller by the time that I do it. So part of me was thinking of getting one of the ones that you can like have it just be 1 seat or 2 seats.
Yeah.
So you can like take them off.
Yeah.
Because if I just have to push around a double stroller and he's not in it anyway, then I might as well just have my own stroller.
You might have more fun standing on the little little trolley that hooks on the back.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. And I was like, you know what, maybe because our baby's coming in October, and I was like, I'm not gonna be walking in the winter necessarily.
Yeah. So then he'll be then almost 4. Yeah.
And honestly, even if I really need to go for a walk, I'll just wear the baby and walk him if I really need to. So yeah, well, I was gonna say, let me know if you find any other good deals on stuff. Cause I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, what do I even need for a second kid? I'm like, I feel like there's so much stuff from the first that it's like, I don't know.
Pretty much the only thing we bought was the stroller and then this camera.
Yep. And that's what I told my husband. I was like, we need a new camera and probably a stroller or something. Cause we still have the infant car seat, which we'll just put the new kid in it. That's why when they told me, when I thought I was having twins, I was having panic attacks. Cause I was like, now I like need to buy a new car. Like, I'll have to talk to Dylan about buying a new car.
Right.
But you have a safe and simple and easy delivery. Keep me posted. I can't wait to hear what it is.
I know. Me too.
I think it's so fun. Actually, I just got my genetic testing back done, and then I'll let you go. I know it's late. Yes, 2 days ago. And they obviously in genetic testing, they can tell what the sex is. And the doctor was like, oh, do you want me to post it to your portal? I was like, well, is the sex of the baby in it? And they're like, oh yeah, it's right there. And I was like, nope, don't send it. I'll be way too tempted to just look.
Yeah, I would look too if I was there. Well, we didn't do genetic testing, but if I did, I totally would have looked.
Yeah, we did it just to be safe with our family history and stuff. But you guys have a wonderful evening and safe delivery. So call me if you need anything. Like I said, the first payment's going to go through probably towards the end of this week, beginning of next week, and then you'll just get a bill next year. And then if we need to change anything in the meantime, just let me know.
I have a question. If you said some of them start like tomorrow, if for any reason was it the intensive care one? Like if for any reason the baby has to be in the NICU, are they covered?
Yep. Yeah. 100%. Okay. Yep. Okay, you're good. Cool. The only thing that they're not is if they have some heart issue. Okay. So if there's like a heart condition that they're born with and it's within the 30 days, they won't be covered on that. So hopefully they're fine. Because honestly, they probably would have known by now anyway. They find all sorts of crazy stuff in ultrasounds. So intensive care though, yes, they're covered starting tomorrow. So don't deliver for a couple hours and you're fine. You're safe. Sounds good. Well, you guys take care of yourselves. Let me know if you need anything. I'm going to email you guys all this stuff too. So if you have any questions, just give me a buzz. But enjoy your night and we'll catch up soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right. See you guys.